already broke the ice because he just came up here and gave very interesting speech. Did you enjoy that?
Yes.
And I found people laugh 5 times and one time like really big laugh. So wonderful. For the first speech, simply you just need to share your story and then people can know more about you, and you already achieved it more than you needed. And now I really gonna give some thoughts on how Anthony can really enhance his strong poise in speaking. And you use this one, ICE, 3 main points. I is the impression, and then C is the connection with the audience, and E is the emotion. So let's talk about the impression. I thought Anthony's speech has great impression on his energy, his vibrant, and his sense of humor. So you can see the energy in the room just went up when Anthony here, and then he raised his voice, really vibrant. And also with his smiles, when you smile, you cannot refuse to smile back. And people feel relaxed to enjoy your speech. And also the story, he have the flow to make people laugh. It's personal story, and normally it gets more connected. And the connection here, Anthony has good body language in some extent. He moves quite a lot. He has hold up here, and he has extending here. So the body language can really support for your language, your verbal language. And non-verbal communication always more effective. And he also connects with the audience by looking at the audience as some extent. But then here we also can think about how Anthony can actually enhance that body language and that connection. I would suggest that you can use your body language with purpose. So if you look at Ryan's speech, Ryan stands still here in the middle of the room. And when he moves, the movement has purpose. And Anthony moves a lot, and it somehow it creates the energy, but then it makes the audience kind of confused. Just don't know where to follow. So if he can just purposefully move here and move here with his main points. So if you have one point here and the other main point you move here, then the audience will get easier to follow. And also the connection about the eye contact. I found that Anthony is really smiley, but then he not really have eye contact to all the audience, so where everyone can in the room can get connected. And for the emotion, I think Anthony has a good sense of humor, so you can use it to arouse the emotion of the audience, so you can really implement your message more powerfully. And OEO, I think Anthony also can use a step to the other side instead of only this side. But with his energy and his sense of humor, for the first speech, I think it's really great and wonderful speech. I only have another comment, is to continue keeping that energy and share more story. Thank you. Okay, so I just finished my evaluation, and I still remember go no further from Anthony's speech, wonderful one, but I will go further with our second evaluator. So Sharon, can you come and give some thoughts on Ryan's speech?
Thank you. Thank you. Well, this is the first time that I have evaluated a goodwill speech in a technical manual, and it really goes to show how Toastmaster covers so many skill areas and is so beneficial to all of us in our areas of our work and in our personal lives and socially. So it's just another way that it reinforces to me just the value of Toastmasters. So thank you for presenting this today. I'd like to give commendations and then a few recommendations to Ryan. So my commendations to Ryan is particularly the way that Ryan used honorifics at the beginning and acknowledged the Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests. That's something that we do in Toastmasters. It is formal, but it is a lovely way to establish yourself in the front of the room and take the stage. The objectives were to present a technical presentation, but not to be highly persuasive and forceful. So I know Ryan has a real strength of character and he presents in a very confident way, and he could have been very forceful and making his point, but he didn't do that. And what he did very well is that he presented a very well-paced and very calm, relaxed manner. He was confident, but he was also very friendly. Do you agree, would you say? That was a very friendly approach. I didn't feel intimidated, and you know how that can be. You know, that just puts you off completely, but that didn't happen. So very, very positive thing there. There were 3 skills that Ryan offered and linked it with negotiations that you would encounter at work. So I think that was very useful to us. It related Toastmasters to our work situation and about impromptu speaking, and also the difference between being competent and confident. And I thought that was a very good point. Because we can all stand here and feel relaxed, but to be competent and to make progress is very important. That's why we're here, that's why we belong to Toastmasters. Recommendations, I would have liked to have heard more connection to Ryan and himself and possibly his own life, and a little bit more background about Toastmasters and how we are part of an international organisation. I mean, we already have somebody from Germany, you know, that's just Europe, but there's America, there's Asia, and so forth. That helps us to feel inclusive. And possibly a few more tips on things like how we can benefit from reducing numbers of ums and ahs and so forth. Overall, a very confident and I think competent speech, and delivered in a very friendly manner. Thank you, Ryan. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Sharon, for your evaluation. And now we have the Toast evaluator, Pablo, for his speech. Yeah, Pablo wanted to shake hands for the last time.
It's my only motivation to come here. And so I step into my uncomfortable, discomfort zone. Anyway, let's get into it. You notice something quite interesting about his speech. She started off by engaging with the public. Straight on, he said, I went on Google and looked at this. Have you heard of this? Have you seen anything similar? And then she went again and said, where do you want to be? And both times she stepped slightly forward. This creates a very good engagement with the audience, straight on. This coupled with the fact that her title is quite catchy, it's something slightly counterintuitive, grabs our attention. She took actually a bit longer than I expected, setting the stage, explaining what the comfort zone is, what some people might think of it, and the question seemed to be dragging out a bit. What is she exactly going to convince us of? But then I realized that actually she had been setting up her arguments at the same time. When she was drawing these circles, these really small circles, and then leaping and pushing, and I'm not going to do that because my feet are killing me, but my shoes are not tight. She did that, and she set up a tiny cage here before telling us what she was going to convince us of. So that it was very easy right after that to progress with the rest of her arguments. Now, great physical acting. As I said, I'm not going to repeat it. I was actually a bit not frustrated in the beginning, but I had gone through the trouble of actually putting this in here on kind of whiteboard, and I thought, oh, it would be great to actually draw your comfort zone and where the magic happens. But actually, by coming back to this cage through the speech, it was a really good way of representing how this comfort zone is actually something then you can expand. So the acting flowed really well with the argument of the speech. Now, the connection with the audience, as I said, was good from the beginning, asking the audience. And actually, I did not agree with you. But I don't see why. I don't see why, because the argument is good. Now, the way the argument was presented was a quite interesting technique. I was expecting something more along the lines of some hook to catch your attention, then a bit of presenting a need, presenting how you can make your life better. But instead of this, the way it proceeded was presenting what other people say. Leap out of your comfort zone. Then then arguing against this, and then presenting a third way, which is the right way, which is expanding your comfort zone. And this was supported by personal examples. Not only the shoes thing, which I think everyone has worn some tight shoes at some point, and the image was really good, but also talking about how you can overcome your loathing, your lack of love for speaking by becoming better at speaking. Last, the call to action was really good, and the wording here was fantastic, using such victorious words as conquer and kingdom, and actually making, yes, it was really good. And actually making the whole stage, and actually moving into the whole stage and making it your kingdom, which is what we're supposed to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Pablo. And now we just finished our first and second session. We have our break. Let's say 10 minutes break, and we come back and we have really fun session, table topic. We have Toshi. She just popped up some minutes ago, and anyone can go to Toshi and tell about your preference to come